I know, it's always funny, right?
Hey everybody, I wanted to say hi. I've never tried this before. I'm going to bring in a friend of mine. Yes, I'm at home. Look, I'm at home. Here it is. I wanted to say thank you for joining me. And you know I've gone live a couple of times today, and because I was at the Fox Sisters cottage and various different things. But my friend and I, Nykki, had scheduled to come on live and chat. Really, just hello everybody. Oh my God, it's so nice to actually see everybody. Hi Carol, hi Tony. So we wanted to come on live to really discuss something, because as many of you know, I'm on a cleanse, and I got to tell you, I have not been. Oh my gosh, we've got 156 people watching. That's awesome. I have not been grouchy or anything. And all my students, I'm teaching master teachers at the moment, and all my students are like, I can't believe you're on a cleanse. Oh my God, why are you on a cleanse? Because I'm not drinking, I'm not eating meat, but I'm actually eating, but I'm not doing anything. They're all eating gummy bears and they're all doing all of this stuff. And I'm like, nope. And I smell it. It's so funny. But what was interesting is I wanted to bring my friend in, Nykki, in a moment, because so many people have asked me about my weight loss journey and what I did and how I got to this point. It's been kind of a journey, and so many people struggle with this. And certainly as summer comes, because trust me, a wedding body, it's never going to really be a beach body, but hey, I'm going to get my beach body because that's what I'm going to get. But everybody wants that beach body. And of course, all the Aussies are on right now as I'm watching you all come up. But you've already had your beach body, but here's good for next year. But seriously, I'm conscious, because I put some weight back on. I want to try and lose it again. And I just wanted to share this with you because why not? It's awesome. And, there's seriously an amazing, it's an amazing gift that Nykki gave me years ago when she actually said to me, Lisa, I want you to try this. And she handed me these bottles, and now it looks all fancy dancy like this, but I got these bottles in a little bit of a gift bag, and she said, do this, and I was like, I don't want to do it. Next thing I know, I'm doing it, and it was actually Panache Desai. An inspirational speaker said to me, oh, I did a cleanse like that, and I did it for a month. So I went, I'm going to do it for a month. I can do this for a month. So I ended up doing it for a month, and before I knew it, I lost all of this weight. It was unbelievable. Hi everybody, it's nice to see you. And so we're going to come on live, and we're going to take some questions. And this is the first time we've tried this. Okay, this is the first time we tried it. So I don't quite know exactly where I'm looking, but we'll answer your questions. And hopefully I'll be able to use this platform again to do readings as well. This will be awesome. So I'm kind of excited because it's like, I don't know, it's almost 11 o'clock where I live, but never mind. Anyway, good for me. I want to welcome my friend, my dear friend, Nykki Hardin. Oh my gosh, you're there.
Am I here?
Hey, yes, you're on. Oh my gosh, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so good. I'm pretty elated to be here with you and to be sharing this. And I'm super excited about our group that we're launching this Saturday, so that we just have this opportunity to share this program, which has been so meaningful in both of our lives, really, right? It's had incredible impact. And so it's just such a pleasure to be able to be here and talk a little about it and to share and answer people's questions live so that they can join us starting Saturday, So
yeah, absolutely. And I put a little note on the top saying the link. It says Nykki Hardin /join. So yeah. I'm kind of like, this is all so new for me. It's crazy. It's okay. Really so everybody's asking, everybody's asking about the product, and everybody's asking, and Kim said the best cleanser, fresh picked juice and raw vegan. Well, that's what we'll be talking about, because I am raw vegan right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So like one thing that's really important, you know, so I created the cleanse because I was looking for a natural solution for myself to heal leaky gut and depression. And it was really born out of, I would say, like 15 years of just intense research, trying to find solutions. And after I created it, I was just having such phenomenal results that I started sharing it with people. And here we are, 3.5 years later, and over 550 people have really gone through this program. And I think there's some critical components to it. One being the formulas. The formulas, as you know, like when we talk about the tonics, they're just, I mean, they are powerful, and they heal your body and they activate your cells. And of that, I just will take to the bank. But then also that you get to eat, so you're not starving, right?
Yeah, you know, that's the beauty of it, because I'm actually doing the cleanse right now, and as much as everything is starting on at the weekend, I'm actually currently on the cleanse, and it's not been easy for me to cope with, I've got to be honest. And so I've kicked into it this week. And I've done it I sort of did a kind of a semi pre-cleanse, but then I'm actually into it this week. And I took a cleanse earlier this morning. I took one of the cleanse. Listen, I'm going to tell everybody, all right, listen, there's no mistake in this stuff. It's not the greatest tasting, but I've gotten used to it. And it's so interesting, but I actually felt it working. Now, I do want to let everybody know, I am not running to the bathroom. All right. And let's not even go there, but I'm not running to the bathroom every 5 minutes either. And the funny thing is you can actually feel it working. And the first day I took it, I was like, oh, I did have that moment thinking, I've got to remember what this is like. But now I actually look forward to taking the cleanse. It's bizarre. Even the taste of it, I do. My boyfriend smelt it the other day, and he's like, I could drink a whole bottle. Ew. But there you go. So it's obviously not that bad.
No, it's not. And what's really incredible, and you're not the first person to tell me this, but so I'll just kind of put up the products right here so people can see, like, this is the half of the pack that you get. So we have a liver tonic and a bowel tonic and an herb-based multivitamin. And they're all like 100% organic or wild-crafted ingredients. They're third-party tested, heavy metals, aflatoxin, arsenic, E. coli, and microbacteria. So like they go in and they heal your body. I've helped, I mean, I tell you, of the 550 people, I can tell you we've had incredible results with people with massive thyroid imbalance and Hashimoto's syndrome, reversing their symptoms, incredible weight loss stories like you, even after massive health crisis like you had experienced beforehand. Let's see, I had even a woman have an abnormal pap smear of over 6 years, like super high risk, become normal after one cleanse. And she said the only thing she did different was the cleanse. So I can just tell you that there's so much to be said, and it's so important. Like, cleansing with food is just eating clean. You really need herbs that can go in there and do a lot of the heavy lifting for you and repair your body at the cellular level. And that's what I learned after managing the detox programs at, the cleansing and fasting resorts in Thailand, managing a metabolic testing lab, just being all over the world and really learning all of this, right? So, and you don't have to starve, and it can really be, your body comes to crave it, and it kind of goes towards it because it knows that it's good for it. I mean, this is kind of what you're experiencing, right?
Yeah, it is. And it is. My body loves it. I'm reading all the comments right now, and there's 2 questions. But yeah, I mean, I love it, and I'm finding that I am completely energized. Although someone did say that I look tired. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. So naturally, I'm going to look tired.
By the way, that speaks to the amount of energy that you're just going.
No, this is interesting. The energy is incredible. The energy of it is incredible. I'm able to actually sustain energy, and I've driven 5 hours today, probably 6 hours, because I took on a trip to Hydesville, which I went live on about. But it was quite incredible because I had this stamina. Now, you were talking about health issues, and you may not know this, and I haven't said this, but I was having severe heart palpitations prior to this cleanse. And, you know, my boyfriend's a medic, and we were discussing it, and he's like, Lisa, I think you need to start eating clean again. I start eating healthy, because you know you kind of sway off things sometimes, and I did. And what was interesting is I have not had a single heart palpitation since I've started this.
Wow.
So it's been amazing. And so which brings me into the question is, Eugene just asked a question, said, is it safe for diabetics? So that's the question.
Well, I always tell people I'm not a doctor and I don't give medical advice. And I will also tell you that I've had a large number of diabetics go through this program, and all have had incredible results. I even had a woman who's about 75 years old who had been a diabetic for decades. And she went through the program. She lost 15 pounds in 3 weeks, eating the whole time. Her blood pressure had never been so low in her life. And her blood sugar levels were so good that her doctor almost took her off her insulin, but decided not to, because the woman that went through was not willing to maintain the healthy eating lifestyle. So they would have taken her off if she would have said, you know what, I will cut out the things that are causing the imbalances and stick with this plant-based nutrition program. So I also saw a question come up about, is it vegan? It's plant-based, and yes, it's vegan. So, you know, you're eating veggies, you're eating fruits, you're eating nuts, you're eating seeds. So as a diabetic, as I said, I can't tell you that medically speaking, oh, you're absolutely in the clear. What I can tell you is check with your doctor, and we have a lot of diabetics that go through, and every single one of them has succeeded. So, you know, again, I can answer any questions that you have. You know, the join page, NykkiHardin.com/join, that has the information about it. And you can also like put a little contact in there. We can add in the comments my email address too, you know, so people can do that. But for sure, it's like not even, you know,
so I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question, because Judy, I love Judy, it's good to see you. She said, maybe I should try it. I suffer with severe anxiety and depression. Does it also help with that, especially if it gives more energy? What's your thoughts on that?
So I'll just share that as someone, I shared this in the beginning of the video, right? And the whole reason I got into cleansing is because I myself was struggling really with depression. And you knew me at that time, Lisa. I stopped working. Yeah. I didn't function in the world, anything. And I was also a sugar addict, and I dealt with, but not sugar in the sense of, I had, you know, not in the sense of people think, oh, sugar, you know, an addict, like your closet stuffing or anything like this. But I had to have my frozen yogurt at night or my chocolate at night. Like I couldn't give up sweets. It might've been honey or whatever, but I couldn't give it up. So that I had leaky gut, and I had depression severely. And since starting this program, I can say I am in better health at the age of 39. I'm 39 years old. I have more energy now than I did when I was 15. I am off the charts happier than I've ever been. And I'm just driven in my life. Like I am living. I'm not thinking about the things I want to do. I'm doing it. I'm like all in. So can I say it's going to heal your depression? I can't say that. I don't know where you are. What I can tell you is it's healed mine, and I don't struggle with it. It doesn't mean I don't have challenges. I'm a human being, and we go through our experiences. And I think depression, it's really important for us to know that depression is not a problem. A lot of times it's an indication that there's an imbalance in the body, right? It could be a physical imbalance, it could be an emotional imbalance, and it could be a spiritual imbalance. And what we can do to really start to work on alleviating those symptoms is to tackle it from all aspects. And the really amazing thing about the cleanse is that it's like a fast pass, like 3 weeks, like a 3-week boot camp that gets results more than like a 3 weeks of eating healthy, working out, and meditating. And I mean, it's, Lise, the results that you get from this are like, you really feel like, I feel like I have a secret weapon.
It's actually quite amazing. I'll tell you, it's changed my life, and I do this cleanse twice a year or something. It's changed my life, absolutely. And yeah, like I said, we all slip back, but even now, I mean, I'm predominantly vegetarian. I've been predominantly vegetarian now for last 10 years, although I will slip back and occasionally have some meat. But I just absolutely enjoy doing this. And the interesting thing is I got my boyfriend doing not exactly this cleanse, but I got him cleansing his body and getting him into vegan. And this is a man who is a military soldier guy. He is like tough, and he is, constantly, he's got PT, he's got to do this, he's got to do that. And the interesting thing is he lost so much weight on it and felt so healthy and so vibrant and so alive. He actually changed his whole life over. So it's pretty amazing. We've got some questions. Can I fire them at you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Wendy asks, will it help with borderline thyroid issues?
I can tell you that I have a lot of success with thyroid challenges, from Hashimoto's syndrome to hyper and hypo. And a lot of times the women, it's usually almost always the women that have the thyroid problems. They need to, exactly. After they do the cleanse, they slightly need to adjust their medication, their hormones, because their body is now producing the hormones that they need. And so so you have to get you don't need the hormones that you had before. And it's important to know that the body's, it's constantly in a state of correction, right? So you expect miracles, but receive what's available to you at this time. And so a lot of times, like for instance, I had a woman that went through the program. So she had actually cancer. She had cancerous nodules after having Hashimoto's syndrome. She had her entire thyroid removed. And what happened was her TSH levels were like up and down and up and down, and she couldn't function, right? She literally could not function. And this is like a mother of 2. She manages like super wealthy people and celebrities' money. So she's got a lot of stress and she can't get out of bed. So she tried everything, was on bioidenticals, seeing all these specialists. No one could get her sorted. She did my cleanse. Within a week, she was on the treadmill. Her bioidentical hormone specialist said, "What are you doing? I need it right now." Took a meeting with me, took me out to lunch, took out her checkbook and said, "How much is it? I'm doing it right now." So if you have a thyroid imbalance, you might really consider joining us on Saturday.
I actually, just answering into that, I actually have thyroid issues. I mean, I'm 32. I'm now 44, coming up to. And seriously, it changed my life. It changed everything. So I get it. I absolutely get it. Got another question. We've got a lot of questions here.
Awesome.
Have you had people with diverticulitis, hopefully I pronounced it right, do this healthy cleansing program. Many diverticulitis can't have nuts, seeds, or fruits or veggies with seeds.
I can't say that I have had anyone in particular that I can speak about this. However, right. I'm not the expert on this condition specifically, but I'd be more than happy to do some extra research and to have a one-on-one with this person and to talk about how we can make it work for them.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Okay. So bringing that into it, how does taking this affect medications that a person might be on? Example, asthma medication or anything like that?
Well, you just might find actually that you don't need your asthma medication, because that actually happens a lot. And I can think of a woman specifically who was literally astounded. She was on like so many allergy medications, and she came off of them. She's like, I don't need them. I don't have any allergies anymore. And, oh, April, do you see it? She says, I did Nykki's cleanse and I loved it. Oh, thank you. It makes me so happy. You know, I love when people do this because it's like,
Yeah.
And so as far as medications go, so I'll tell you right now, the only real contraindication with the herbal formulas is pregnancy and breastfeeding. Outside of that, there are no documented contraindications. So when it comes to taking medication, what I often tell people is that you just need to really be mindful and make sure that you leave a window of about 2 hours between when you take your medication and when you're taking one of the herbal formulas, one of the liquid tonics. And as long as you do that, there should be almost no interference. And I can tell you that I have had people on thyroid medication, antidepressants, bipolar, schizophrenia. I have had people on almost any medication that you can imagine, the thyroid, the hormones, all of this, every medication under the sun. And so far we're doing really good. So
that's awesome.
But I did say, ask your doctor and get clearance, because I'm not a doctor. So.
No, I absolutely agree. Now, someone did actually saying that Ashley said that she said her grandfather went on a cleanse for diverticulitis, but not one specifically, not this one, but a cleanse was good to help bring down the inflammation. So that was excellent. The question that I have, and Eugene asked, because he was asking about the diabetes and how often do you do this? So I personally do it twice a year, but that's me. I personally do it twice a year.
Absolutely. So I do it 3 and sometimes 4 times a year. But what I do is I do 3 full-on cleanses, and then sometimes I'll do like a mini cleanse in between, right? And so I really recommend at least 2, if not 3 times a year. And actually I do offer bundle discounts for people that want to do that. And here's why. Just like you go to the gym, you need to keep cleaning your body out, because you're constantly, if you don't go to the gym, you're going to get out of shape. And when you don't keep cleaning your body out, this toxicity that's coming at you, first of all, let's not even talk about food. Let's talk about just the amount of stress that most people are experiencing all day, every day. And a lot of times people take the formulas and they say, what's in that? Like, I feel kind of drunk, or, they say that they feel like altered. And I say, well, you know what it is? Actually, the liver tonic specifically addresses cortisol and adrenaline in the system. So it goes in and it immediately reduces the cortisol and the adrenaline. And our bodies have gotten in such a normalized state of existence in fight or flight mode that when these start to reduce, we feel as though we've just drank a glass of wine or something. You feel sedated, but in fact, you're just actually at homeostasis, and you're back at a place of balance and feeling centered.
Yeah, it's very, very true, and that's I didn't know it was that, but it's amazing how much clearer I am, how much more aware I am. Now, I do want to just address Gabrielle here. She said, is it sustainable? People give up because they're bored or feel deprived. I'm going to talk from someone who has done this, and trust me, I was a sugar addict, processed food. Give me pizza any time of the day. Loved it. Give me red meat. Oh my God. Especially when I was on tour and doing my work, I was always craving something. Oh my, Diet Coke, like ridiculous, you name it. And I will tell you now, maybe it was because I had Nykki's watchful eye over me. I'm not sure, but I absolutely made sure, kept to it, and it was easy. And the interesting thing is I thought I would actually go back to it, or back to eating, all the crap, but I didn't. Afterwards, I ended up carrying on and just eating exactly the same way. And for me, it was really easy. I mean, it was so easy. It actually fitted into my schedule so easy.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Lise, because it's interesting because I think one of the beautiful aspects of the program is that it's long enough. Like if you only go 3 days or 7 days, you haven't really created any new habits. You haven't really put in some new behaviors and reformatted your palate and really purified your body of all those things that are causing the chemical addictions. And so because it is a 21-day program, it's long enough that you are able to, you reformat your palate. You actually are training your body to crave these new healthy foods, and you just go in that direction. It's really such a beautiful process. And I find that most people end up sticking predominantly to this diet. And they do, in a way, they do out of choice. It's not out of, I should do this, I need to do this. It's like, God, I just feel so much better than I did before. Like, why would I go back and do it the other way? And to be honest, many people say, I'm so surprised because I actually enjoy these foods so much more than I thought I would. Like, I really like what I'm eating. And so it's really so much easier than you think. It's so much of it is in your mind. But once you turn that corner and you make a commitment, right? And that's the beauty of coming on the program, is that you've made a commitment. You've said, for 21 days, I am committed to this process. And I always tell people, listen, don't plan for longer than 21 days. Just keep your eye on the prize and get to day 21. And at that point, be empowered and see where you feel and make a choice from there, And one thing I want to add quickly, and I don't mean to interrupt you here, Lise, because please hold that thought, but I want everyone to know that actually the transitional part is a piece that a lot of people get nervous about. And because of that reason specifically, I'm doing something for our group, just for our group that's starting on Saturday. I am offering every single person that joins our group to join the group, and I'm gifting every single person a free 20-minute cleanse transition consultation with me, so that we can just make sure that you have your questions answered and we get you on a path so that you feel like you understand how you want to move forward. So I just wanted to make sure to throw that in, because I've never done it. And
amazing.
And I don't want people to, you just don't have to worry about it. And I really want people to succeed. And so let's just take that out of the equation, and I'll give them that free consult, and everyone will be happy.
That is
Oh,
I have two questions. Someone's having, I can't find your thing, but anyway, they said that they were having surgery. How long can they wait until they start something like this? And again, the other question before I jump into it is that somebody asked about if you've had someone on your program that takes seizures. Isn't this where you actually just, speak to the doctor and see what they say?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think we have 3 points here. So for the person asking where they can join, it's right in the screen. I think it's NykkiHardin.com. That's NYKKIHARDIN.com/join. And so that's where you can sign up to join us. Again, we're launching on Saturday. And if you have questions on that same page, you can just find a contact and you can email your questions in there and we can get you taken care of. So that's the first one. And then the second one was they've just had surgery or they're getting ready for surgery.
I believe they're getting ready for surgery. Having surgery soon, how long should I wait to start after?
Okay. Well, quite honestly, what I would suggest is if, again, not a doctor, but if you can do this before your surgery, I've had other people do this, and what they've told me is that their recovery time was like halved. They recovered a lot faster because their body was so much cleaner and stronger. So I've had actually a handful of people tell me that. Now, after your surgery, wow. I would ask you to please send me an email from the NykkiHardin.com page so that we can talk specifically to your surgery, because of course every surgery is going to be different in its seriousness, right?
You see, that's so important. I'll just talk from my point of view. Having had several operations and everything else, I always felt my getting myself ready, my pre-op was more important than my post-op, because whatever I did was important. It was interesting how I always felt better once I prepared myself. Yeah. I do want to also there is a lot of things. I'm just going to talk from my point of view. I am a pain in the ass when it comes to food. Oh my gosh. You all probably know my pea story. Okay, let's face it. I have this pea story. I have this thing about green foods. I just don't like vegetables. I don't like fruit. It's not my choice. But I found myself today going on this journey, grabbing my, because trust me, you learn to carry your food around. And I have got apples. I have got my little sort of Go Raw bars, because if I needed a snack, there was something that I could have, especially when you're on the go. And Nykki gives you a cheat day. There's a cheat in the afternoon. I shouldn't say it, but I have a piece of fruit in the afternoon, because sometimes going from midday or sort of 12 o'clock through all the way to 6 o'clock for me is just a bit too much, and having a cleanse it halfway through. So then I allow myself sort of an hour and a half to allow that to digest, and then I eat, and I'll probably do, and then I'll reach for it. It's interesting. I actually find myself, I'm going into Wegmans, because we don't have a Whole Foods here. I find myself going into Wegmans for coconut things, and I'm drinking coconut water as opposed to anything else. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Who are you, Lisa? And what have you done with a real girl? And it was so funny, because I was sitting there in Wegmans, and my daughter, bless her, she's just gone to bed. She said to me, can we go to Wegmans for food? I was like, sure, no problem. In there, eating pizza in front of me. And she's eating pizza, and she's got her fruit, and then she ate a chocolate chip cookie, which was organic. Fair enough. And I just want to tell you this whole story, right? It's because it's funny. And I sit there and I'm like, can I smell that? And she's like, sure. So, I've got an eraser here, and I'm like, I haven't got my nose quite in it, but I'm smelling it, and it takes away my food craving. It's so funny. It really is. But here's the thing. So as some of you know, my daughter is not my biological daughter. We had a situation recently, the last 4 or 5 months, our life kind of turned upside down. Her mum passed away. Now she's part of my family, and it's beautiful because she's the daughter that I always wanted. And so she was a junk food addict. You know, she would eat Chick-fil-A, she would eat oh my gosh, Fruit Loops, like they're going out of fashion. However, I am looking at a packet of Fruit Loops right now. But she would eat Fruit Loops, she would eat drink soda, she would have McDonald's. There was so much processed food in her diet. Well, when she came to me, she rebelled against it, but I started eating healthy. You know, fruits, everything else. And I would allow her to have bits and pieces because, you know, she just lost her mom. I mean, come on, let's be nice to the girl. But you know what's funny is I said, come on, let's go out. We went and had our girl night. You know, we had a girl night tonight actually, but we went and had a girl night. And I said, what do you know, you can have anything you want. A junk food night? And I was like, yes, you can, because that's what her and her mum used to do. I said, let's do a junk food night. She had McDonald's, and she was like, this tastes so weird. After she'd been with me for about 2 months, she's like, this tastes so weird. Ew, does this mean I'm healthy? And it was so funny. Oh my God, it made me laugh. It made me laugh, but it was so funny. It really was. I just had to share that because now I'm a health freak. I really am. I'm an absolute health freak, and I talk about it all the time. And you know, it's amazing.
Oh my God, so cute. I love, and that's another thing that's been really cool to watch through this program, right? Because I live through my little cleansers that are out there, and they come back and they tell me their stories because your life changes, right? Your life changes, and it's really cool. Yeah. And I'm here to share it with me, right? So, one of the things I hear consistently usually from moms, is how their children actually start making healthier choices and asking for healthier food because they're watching their mom eat healthy food.
So it happened to Charlie. Sorry to cut you off. It happened to Charlie. Again, junk food addict, hated eating. And now he's in the kitchen and he is honestly, seriously, you have no idea. I looked at him and I went, what are you eating? He went, I've got salmon, I've got broccoli, and I've got eggs. And I went, okay. And he eats so healthy now. In fact, he's having to go at his sister now, and he's like, you can't eat that. You can't eat that. That's not good for you. And oh my God, it was so funny. It was so, sorry to interrupt, because when I started doing it, he actually said, Mom, I think I'm going to go vegetarian with you in the evening, and I'll just eat meat at school. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yep. It's really a really cool thing to watch and to see. And, you know, I have this, people always say, oh, do you have kids? And I say, no, you don't understand. I'm like working on the ripple effect. So I have a lot of kids, but my kids have kids. So I help the big kids take care of the little kids. And I love that, you know? So, yeah. Lise, there's one thing I wanted to ask you, because one thing I really remember when you went through this process, and you kind of touched on it earlier, you were talking about the clarity that you had and that you have when you go on this. And I remember when you went back through this program a couple of years ago, how you had these incredible experiences where your connection with the other side became super kind of almost miraculous, you know, where it was just so extraordinarily clear.
You know, I will tell you, because it's so interesting. And obviously doing my work, I have these moments where I think I'm making this crap up. I think, oh my God, really? You can't make this stuff up. And seriously, so what was happening is I sat there and I did this reading, which was like off the charts. And I sat and I went, what's different? And I didn't even think about it because, you know, I don't, because you know, I wasn't doing anything different per se, because this was just something that I'd gotten used to. And I'm like, oh my God. And I realized it was actually cleanse. And every time, and I swear, honestly, every time I do this cleanse, without a shadow of a doubt, my readings go off the charts. It's like, and if this is any time I want the reading, maybe I should do more Facebook Live readings. I've got Master Teacher, but you know, hey, we can squeeze them in. But they go like unbelievable. And so I was like, how am I getting this person's name, and how am I getting this? And it made me, this is interesting, because it made me see the how my dog's just sort of moving. Sorry, I just had a moment ago. What's that? It made me realize how I wasn't so clear. And the other thing is, it made me also understand is how I break my readings down, and how I was down to help my students understand the process of my connection. And so in a way, it really, really helped it all round, actually. I mean, for me, it was just amazing. So yeah, I mean, it totally connected me. Absolutely.
Awesome. So would you recommend, you know, I know you're constantly training people, and even, you know, a lot of people are just trying to learn to have a stronger connection with their intuition and with their self, and to make self-honoring choices and to honor the guidance that they receive. Do you think that this could help them maybe, you know, accelerate their gifts or that connection?
You know, I feel as though I always say acceleration of gifts is individual. If you're supposed to accelerate very quickly, you will.
Right.
But I feel as though it's going to make your intuition, your gut instinct much more clearer. It will make your connection to spirit clearer. For me, it really can completely change your life. Seriously, it will change your life in the way that you connect with spirit, and you connect, and you just get so much. I don't know how to explain it. You just get so much off from it, so much clarity. That's how I look at it. It's just incredible clarity, absolute incredible clarity.
Well, you know what else is really a really cool thing about it? And Lisa, I don't know if you can do this, but I just saw someone asking for, you know, the link to it. Can you put the link in?
I was just trying to, and that's why I put our names. So I can hide that, because here we go. Let's see if I can do that again. It's not working.
Can we put it in the comments section?
We can. Can you see that link? I don't know, because I have got it up. It won't let me change it. So it's NykkiHardin.com. I can't put it in the comments on this system because I haven't quite worked out how to use it.
Okay, yeah, no, let me see if I can see. I can get it, actually. I'll get it in right now.
Okay, good.
Because I just want to make sure that people can get access to it, right?
Yeah.
/join. Okay.
There you go.
I think it went in there. Did it go?
I can't see it, but yeah, I'm sure it is. It will come up.
There we go. Thank you, Wendy. Wendy got us. So one thing that I just want to iterate this, that's really cool, because it kind of piggybacks what you were talking about with working on your intuition and your clarity, and maybe supporting your gift, right? Your connection. And one thing that comes through this process, which is not something that's easy to understand except through experience. You really only understand it through experience. And that is, through the cleanse process, your self-trust the trust that you have in yourself absolutely goes off the charts. So, and I'm getting goosebumps all over my body right now. So as we both know, that's confirmation. So what happens is through this process, as you stay connected to, you stay on this path of making self-honoring choices. You keep saying no to the things that are not right for you, even though they're coming in and you're going to be tempted. I mean, the truth is that we live in this world where fast food, alcohol, and sugar is constantly being shoved in our face, right? And a lot of times it's free. So when you continue to walk on this path and you say no, 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 but you choose yes for what you've chosen for yourself, and not only what you've chosen for yourself, but actually for foods and drinks that actually nourish you at the cellular level. The very, very fabric of your being is what you're saying yes to. Your sense of self-trust develops in a way that I could never explain and that you could never understand until you've done this. And then what happens is you become so connected with what is right for you that you act upon it without even thought. Thought ceases to exist, your body goes, and you follow it. There's almost a like, oh my God, this is happening and I don't really know why, but I know that's where I'm supposed to go. And then boom, point of like clarification of why it happens. So I think that really piggybacks when you are working with your intuition and also, you know, for those that are working on their gifts. And I think a big part of that is, you know, trusting the guidance that you're receiving, right? It's like that trust of like, okay, I'm getting messages here, but is that just my mind? Is that just the chatter? Am I imagining it? And you stop doubting yourself and you just start trusting yourself and you follow it because you're just confident. You're confident.
You know, you are, and it changed everything, and it changed. Yeah. For me, it just changed my whole life, and I'm just going to tell you that it really did. Now, Rose just asked the question: is there an age restriction on the cleanse?
I've had as much as 75 years old. So I would say no, but you know, you're never too old to start taking care of yourself.
That's right. You know, and listen, I want to actually add into this. Hi, Mark. I just saw you. Listen, I just wanted to add into this because it was a couple of things that you said earlier. Is, you know, and this is something that is very much for me, is that I get so waylaid. Listen, I run a school. So let's start at home. I am mom to 2 teenagers. I am mom to 2 teenagers. I have 3 dogs. I have a school. I have 2 houses, and I am trying to maintain everything. And on top of that, I'm trying to tour. I'm trying to do my work. I'm trying to give readings. I'm also working extensively for Lilydale as well. So I am very, very busy. And I got to tell you with this, my hardest thing is actually doing something for me. So as I'm doing Master Teacher right now, what I found that it was very, very tough. It was very, very hard for me to actually carve out time for me. The one thing that it did, this cleanse, was it made me focus on me. It actually gave me time for me. And in so many ways, I ended up, seriously, I ended up to do. And it happened the other day where everybody's out on their motorcycles, and I'm an avid motorcyclist. I love my motorcycle. And so everybody's out, going out. There's loads and loads and loads of people. And they're like, will you come out? Are you going to come out? Are you going to come out? And I actually said, no, I need to do something for me. And I went off to Wegmans because it's the only healthier food store that we have around here, to go and get all my gluten-free, everything, all my organic veggies, you name it, everything. And I went and did something for me. And I'm just going to say this, because what we do is we invest in ourselves, we invest in our health. We don't really invest in our health. We go by what the doctors say, and I'm just going to speak for me personally, but we go by what the doctors say. We go by everything that we are told to do. And is that this, honestly, for me, changed my life, because what it enabled me to do was take time for me, take control of me, allow myself to give to myself. And I always see this as a gift, because in reality, what I'm doing is I'm actually gifting myself the opportunity to be healthy, the opportunity to change my life, not just lose weight. Because listen, I got an ass that, oh my gosh, I love my ass. My ass is huge. You can't get rid of it. Okay, I got hips and tits. Let's face it. All right, I got a woman's body. I got curves. All right, but reality is it made me focus on me, and I'm giving me back, and I'm allowing myself to be healthy, and it's an investment in you. Yes, a lot of people say to me, wow, it's a lot of money. And I understand that, okay? I understand that, but this is an investment in you. Organic food is healthy, but listen, would you rather a doctor's bill, or would you rather organic food?
Yeah.
Because that's a simple fact sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just get a bit passionate about it.
No, and I'm so glad you do, because so everything that you say is so true. And I see this so much, especially with women and with men too. Typically it's men that are in very high powered, like CEO entrepreneurial roles, and just women in general. And you know what? It's like their health and their own self-care is always last on the priority. Everybody else and every other thing always goes first. It always gets the trump card. And we can't do that anymore. I hate to say this, but like, I work with so many people, and all I watch is people who deal with these things like adrenal failure and just on their last leg. And the thing is they say, oh my gosh, it's expensive. So are you going to wait until literally you're in bed and you can't function, or you're on the operating table and then you're going to wait? And I see it so often, and it doesn't have to be that way. You know, it's, you make an investment and then guess what? It's like, you can't put a price tag on your health. You cannot put a price tag on your health, because what you don't realize, people are like, it's so much money. Well, guess what happens when you have more energy and when you have better mental focus and clarity? You make more money. You make more money because you get more done, and the actions that you take are way more effective than what you were doing before. Like, you go from reactive to proactive, and it's a very different ball game, you know. And I'd also just like to add one more thing, and that is that most people don't know this, but the average doctor takes 1 hour of nutrition in all of their medical training. 1 hour of nutrition. All of their study is on pharmacology and symptomatic treatments. So that's food for thought, because guess what? Food is life. And if you looked at my webpage, you'll see I've been endorsed by an OBGYN who's also a fertility specialist. And by the way, any of you men and women out there that are having trouble getting pregnant, you've got to clean out your body, because the toxins in your body are definitely impacting your ability to conceive, for sure. And if you're thinking about getting pregnant, you definitely need to clean out your body, because all of the toxins that are in your body will go forward into your child. But that's another deal. I get very passionate about that because of all the children that are being born with ADD and autism and all of these, you know, challenges that aren't necessary. So the fertility specialist actually said, when she gave me an endorsement, she said, Nykki, I learned more from you in this 2 weeks I was on your cleanse than I did my entire time I was in medical school. So, wow. So yeah, it's, you know, it might appear to be costly, but quite honestly, you know, even, here's the deal. I've studied human behavior my whole life. when it comes to investing in oneself, no matter what the price tag is, it's always expensive and it's never a good time. So even if it was $75, it'd be like, oh yeah, I have so much on my plate, you know?
Yeah.
And that's
true. It's true.
Yeah. But at some point,
and it's about investing in. Yeah. It's about investing in yourself. Sorry, Nykki. It's about investing in yourself. And reality is, you know, I had to make a decision. Do I want to do the cleanse, or do I want to go and buy a new pair of shoes? Or, you know, and this is what we look at. This is exactly what we look at. We have to put these things into balance. You know, yes, okay, there's bills, but we understand that. But reality is so tough as well when you are sick. Sorry.
Yeah, and also, you know, it's really interesting how people don't seem to have the money for a cleanse, but they have the money to go to Starbucks daily or a couple times a week, and to go to happy hour, and, you know, or to stop and get a bottle of wine on their way home, you know. So it's really interesting. You start to look at the money that you're spending on things that you know aren't in your self-care regimen, or that you would take off the table. You know, it's funny, Jen Schaefer, right, who went through the program, she said, Nykki, I actually made money by giving you money, because I stopped ordering alcohol and drinking alcohol and eating crap food. And I started, you know, drinking juice and eating vegetables. And I saved all of this money. Like, I saved all this money. And I was like, that's very cool.
It's true. It's so true. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
it seems to me like we've got a lot of people who are interested. Nykki, tell us when the cleanse starts, or when we're starting it.
Absolutely. So we're kicking off on Saturday, right? So the sooner, I mean, there's products, as I showed earlier. We've got our little cleanse kit here, right? It's got our herbal formulas, which are fantastic, all organic and wild crafted, all third-party tested for heavy metals. We've also got these extra supplementary products. So basically, this cleanse kit is like turnkey. It arrives at your doorstep, and it provides you with all of the products that you need and all of the guidelines that you need to successfully rock your cleanse with a lot of ease. And you also get, inside is a guidebook. So there's a little 21 guidebook, and it's got, you know, step-by-step process with day 1 through day 3, day 4 through day 7, day 8 through day 12. And it's like, do this at this time, do this at this time, do this at that time. It's got food lists, it's got shopping lists, it's got recipes. So really, and going out suggestions on the go. So really, you know what to do in any situation, and you should never be bored. And then to make it even more fantastic, there's a daily email that comes to your inbox for inspiration and education. And Saturday, we are starting our private Facebook group. So we'll all be coming together in the private Facebook group to just help support each other and share. And Lisa and I are always doing like little videos and uploading videos, or taking photos of our food, or talking about if we had a shite day, you know, and how we have to deal with what's coming up. So we're really just there to really support you in having the greatest cleanse experience you can possibly have. And then, like I said earlier, I'm throwing in the bonus. I'm doing the giveaway of the free 20-minute cleanse transition consultation for everybody that joins. So we'll schedule that when it gets to the end of the process, so you'll know, you'll feel confident about how you're moving forward. So NykkiHardin.com/join, and
do it. I have never taken, I'm actually looking for some, I've never taken so many movies and pictures of food. That's a little movie. And seriously, I'm not one of those people that says, okay, let me take a picture of my food. but I pictures of my food since I've been doing this. So yeah, it's good. So if you want to go to nykkyhardin.com, I can't, nykkyhardin.com/join. I can't get it on there. I have 4 meg download. I have a slow internet connection. But I just wanted to share this. Nykki, it's almost midnight. I have to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've got a headache. Well, actually, this is one other thing I just want to point out. I suffer with migraines. In fact, 3 days before I started this cleanse, I was in bed for 3 days. Do you remember that text that I sent you? I was like, I can't start this because I've had a migraine. Yeah. And I have not had a migraine or a headache since. So there you go. And I just want to put out here, the first thing that Nykki talks, be with yourself and love yourself during this experience. Love it.
Yeah.
Exactly what she talks about.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. That's what this whole thing is about, is self-love.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Danielle. She said, I can see a big difference in you, Lisa, just since summer. Oh yeah, I'm just happy. You know, I just enjoy my life, and it's just who I am. So thank you, Danielle. Oh, bless her.
Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time to do this and for sharing this, and just so blessed to be able to share this with people, and so blessed to be able to do this with you. So thank you. And I'll go back through the comments, and you know, we'll get in touch with people, and then we'll launch on Saturday.
Perfect. And Peggy, Peggy just said, I'm a late joiner. How do we do this? Watch back on the video. Nykki will contact you and go from there. And that's how we look at it. It's just come on board and have some fun.
nykkyhardin.com/join, baby. That's how you get on the inside.
All right, guys. Take care. Lots of love and sleep well, everybody. Bye.
Bye.